Your testimony may feel like bragging for those who don't know your story, but that shouldn't stop you from encouraging somebody. Hello humans, my name is Jemi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new around here, please do to subscribe. Watch any of my old videos, but also watch this one as well. In today's video, I'm bringing you guys a chit chat kind of video. I wanted to share my story in hopes to encourage you. As most of you know, I was born in Uganda, but I now live in Toronto, Canada. Coming to Canada has always been one of the dreams of mine. Like outside countries has been a thing. Like you want to go to the outside countries to experience all this stuff. And the reality is like, it's not always as you expect. And like, as for me, like we expected this rainbow happy, place. And the reality is like the first few years of our lives in Canada has not been easy. I've had some really highs and I've had some really lows, but overall I'm really grateful to be alive, first of all, but also to get to come and talk about my story. I think now that I look back, obviously it has taught me so much. Growing up culturally, I realized like a lot of the times often people don't talk about things they're going through, whether good or bad. People don't talk about it. And I think at one point I was also afraid of like oversharing or feeling like I'm bragging to my friends or to people who are watching me, but the reality is like your story is meant to be shared. And I think often I've been encouraged the most when people have shared their experiences and stories. And I want to encourage you to do the same. My first encouragement for you is to, first of all, share your story. But second of all, you get to define what success looks like to you. To me, in my opinion right now, I am successful. In a sense, I am alive. There's so many people I know between the years I've moved to Canada and now who are not alive. And for me, success looks like being alive. Like genuinely, being alive is a privilege, and to a lot of people it's not a big deal to be alive, but to me it is a big deal. The other thing I was talking about is like the idea of having your own stuff. Like growing up, I didn't grow up with a lot of money, and so things like having a bed of your own, having a room of your own, or having your own apartment wasn't I never expected to have such thing. Obviously, like when I was younger, like me and my family, we used to sleep on one bed. Like the three of us were like on the same bed, like I think it was a twin size kind of bed, and we were like, I don't know how it worked, somehow it worked, we all slept on the same bed. And I just remember being like, one day I'll go in Uganda it's called Enyumba Ngaga, so like those rich houses. I dreamed of having like that experience of like people having their own beds, own room, own like dresser, like all that stuff. I dreamed of that. And to a lot of people, they grew up with it. This is just like a necessity. It's like not a big deal. To me, having my own bed now is a big deal because these are the things I prayed for. And I think often like we are discouraged by other people when they're like, why are you celebrating having your own bed? But the reality is like there's so many people out there who are dreaming of having a bed and they don't have it. Or even having an apartment, even if you rent it or you own it, is also something to celebrate. And often people tend not to celebrate their small or big successes because they're like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. People my age have gotten this and this and that. Don't focus on people your age, focus on you. The other thing I want to remind you is like you are living in your answered prayer. There's some of the things you prayed for maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago that have been answered. But because you're so focused on going forward and moving forward, you tend not to enjoy them. Right now, I'm grateful to be able to live in Toronto. And so instead of me focusing on the next big thing, I want to enjoy every moment. But also the other thing, don't rush because of other people's timeline. Somebody asked me the other day whether I was married. And I'm like, no, because duh, I'm not married. And then they ended up going on a tangent about like, why aren't you married? Da, 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 da. All these years you're not married. I'm like, to me, I think marriage is not the end goal. Like I always encourage people, like marriage should never be the end goal. I want to be healthy. I want to have the dopest community. I want to have the dopest life. Like I want to be happy. That's my end goal. I want to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and I want to be surrounded with goodness, and I want to have a good life. Whether it comes with a partner or not, that's my dream. And so to a lot of people, my life is quote unquote not successful because to them I should be married, I should have 20 degrees or whatever. But to me, I'm like, I'm just grateful to be alive. I'm just happy to be here. So yeah, just don't rush because somebody else is telling you you're supposed to be married at 25, 26, 20, whatever. Just enjoy where you are. Enjoy where you are now and just, live life. I hope this makes sense to you and encourages you somehow, or just a reminder, because sometimes we forget and we know these things, but we forget to actually celebrate every moment. So yeah, share your story, encourage somebody today, and just don't rush. Enjoy the process of growing up and just, you know, living life. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this, and bye.